Hello. Today we will be talking about few basic things regarding the nervous system. तो आप लोगों को पता है कि नर्वस सिस्टम में दो तरह के सेल्स होते हैं, the neurons which are the excitable cells, whereas the glial cells which are the supportive cells. And you very well know that the neurons are the actually functional cells which transmit the impulses, and the glial cells basically support them. So if we look at the neuron, a single neuron is structurally made up of the cell body, the axon and the dendrites. The dendrites or the dendrons connect to the next neuron, whereas the axon is the transmitting part which is covered with the myelin sheath. The cell body or soma has got the nucleus and it is the site of activity. A group of neurons is enveloped in the endoneurium, and the epineurium is the outermost covering of the cluster of nerves. Now, if we look at the embryonic part, we all know that in a 3-week-old embryo, there are changes which help in the development of the nervous system. So, the first thing which is required for neurulation to happen, to occur, is the formation of the 3 layers, and the formation of the 3 germ layers is known as gastrulation. Gastrulation, that is the ectoderm, the mesoderm and the endoderm. Now, during the development of the nervous system, there is the formation of a longitudinal indentation. एक खड़ा हुआ डिप्रेशन सा इंडेंटेशन बनता है जो न्यूरल प्लेट में बनता है और जो कहलाता है न्यूरल ग्रूव. And during the development of the nervous system, there is the formation of a hollow structure, and this hollow structure is known as the neural tube. Now, this neural tube, besides this neural tube, there is a thick portion of tissue, and this thick portion of tissue which lies over the notochord is called the neural plate. It is my belief that students, you should be knowing the few anatomical structures which I just named before we proceed for the nervous system, because it is important to understand the nervous system, how it has formed. Now, it is important for you to know that the neurons keep on growing till they reach their target organ and till they form a synapse. So, if they don't reach their target organs, the neurons die, and this process is known as apoptosis. A-P-O-P-T-O-S-I-S. This is known as apoptosis. And sometimes, even after there is formation of neuromuscular connections, there may be elimination or removal of the neuron if it does not reach its target organ, that is, until each muscle fiber is innervated by one motor neuron. So, these are few important things which you should know in general about the formation of the nervous system. If we look at the central nervous system, it has got some 100 billion neurons, and most of them are present in the brain. And the volume of the brain of an adult human being is around 1200 cc. So, this is a very, very important thing, because the human brain is considered to be the most complex machinery of this universe. The machinery which gives us the ability to be much beyond the other or the lower animals. And this makes us far ahead of them, and that is why we the humans rule the globe. Now, something besides this, when the brain is being formed in the intrauterine life, At that time, there are substances which are required to be components of the mother's diet so that the brain of the child develops well. Primarily, they include zinc, which is a micronutrient but very important, proteins, which are very important and they are required in large quantities. Iodine is an essential requirement. As we all know, you must have seen that iodine is fortified in the common salt because it is essential for the development of the child or the intrauterine, the fetus, the embryo. Iron, folate are also required. And so what food substances should the mother consume so that the development of the brain is good in the child? Whole grains, साबुत अनाज, बिना छिलका हटे हुए साबुत अनाज हमारे देश में बहुत तरह के पाए जाते हैं. उसके बाद दूध और दूध से बनी हुई चीज़ें, डेयरी प्रोडक्ट्स. देन नट्स, सभी प्रकार के नट्स, ड्राई फ्रूट्स, मूंगफली, बादाम, काजू, किशमिश, मुनक्का, सुखाए हुए नट्स जो हम खाते हैं. उसके बाद फलियाँ जो लेग्यूम्स होते हैं, they are very very important sources of these micronutrients and proteins as well. And seeds, बहुत सारी चीज़ों के हम बीज खाते हैं, जैसे हम खरबूजे के बीज खाते हैं, हम तरबूज के बीज खाते हैं और हम बहुत सारे बीज को अपने फूड में, अपने भोजन में प्रयोग करते हैं. तो इन सारी चीज़ों को खाने से जो ब्रेन का इंट्रायूट्राइन डेवलपमेंट है वो अच्छा होता है. अब अगर हम आगे बढ़ेंगे तो हम अपने स्पेशल ट्रैक्ट्स, सेंसरी असेंडिंग ट्रैक्ट्स या मोटर डिसेंडिंग ट्रैक्ट्स पे जाने से पहले we will have a very short and a very quick run through of few important points. Now we all know that we have senses and our senses are general and special. General, which have got receptors which are general, which are found in many parts of the body and they carry the same sensation wherever they may be found, whereas the specific or special senses which have got very specific receptors on very particular locations and they perform the unique function only at that place. Now, if I just point out the names, then there are little differences in few books which you may find, but the four general sensations are nociception, N-O-C-I, nociception या the sensation of pain, दर्द का एहसास. Then thermoreception, that is heat, ठंडा और गर्म होने का एहसास. Mechanoreceptors अर्थात movement, muscular movement, जगह से हिलने का एहसास. Chemoreceptors अर्थात chemicals, रसायनों का के होने का एहसास. These are the general senses which may be felt as touch, pain, pressure, temperature. Touch can again be crude, can be mild, and the special senses normally include olfaction यानी सूंघना, gustation यानी स्वाद लेना, audition मतलब सुनना, vision मतलब देखना, and there is another very important special sense which is called the equilibrium. And sometimes this equilibrium is depicted in the special senses also and in the other studies of the brain also. We are going to look into this. Now, if we move further, I would like to give you a few examples which are important. Say for example, for touch we have the Meissner's corpuscles, the hair follicle, the Pacinian corpuscles, the Merkel cells, the Ruffini corpuscles. For proprioception or position, we have the muscle spindles, the Golgi tendons. Temperature, we have heat and cold receptors. For pain, we have end organs of Ruffini. We have polymodal receptors, chemical, thermal, mechanical, many types of receptors. So, again for specialized, for vision we have rods and cones, for audition we have hair cells, in the olfactory area also we have hair cells and so on and so forth. If we move further and have a short look, a small look at the nociceptors or the pain receptors, there are just a few points which I would like to list. The free nerve endings are the most important pain receptors. Okay, and these free nerve endings are distributed throughout our body on all the surfaces and most concentrated on the skin. So the skin is the primary site of reception of pain. Now heat, mechanical stress and chemicals, any of these, when they are associated with damage of tissue, then they all produce pain. Now the pain can be a very fast pain which triggers a reflex. आपको दर्द हुआ, आपने तुरंत हटाया क्योंकि इन्फॉर्मेशन कहाँ गई है, कॉर्टेक्स पे सीधा गई है और आपने उसका तुरंत रिस्पॉन्स दिया. Pain can be slow, which may occur in a persistent manner. You may have a generalized feeling of pain, not very specific, which is little bearable also. And pain may be referred pain also, like the visceral pain. Visceral pain may be felt in some other part. For example, the angina, which is the pain of the heart, is felt in the lower side of the jaw, the arm, the inner surface of the arm, the left side of the chest wall. Okay, so this is about the nociception or sensation of pain. Now if you come to the thermoreceptors, then these thermoreceptors would respond to the changes in temperature. The location of thermoreceptors is in the dermis of the skin. They may be found in the skeletal muscles, also in the liver and hypothalamus. They are the free nerve endings and they take up cold and warm sensations. And we all know that we can easily differentiate into many degrees of cold and warmth. Okay. Now if we come to the mechanical receptors or the mechanoreceptors, they respond to the physical distortion of the cell membrane. यानी यदि हम किसी चीज़ को बहुत खींचते हैं या मरोड़ते हैं या दबाते हैं तो इन सभी से क्या होता है, जो सेल मेम्ब्रेन की सेल की एक बनावट है वो अफेक्ट होती है. तो यदि इसमें प्रेशर इन्वॉल्व है तो वो बैरोसेप्शन होता है, बैरो रिसेप्शन, जैसे कि ब्लड प्रेशर हुआ. देन डाइजेस्टिव ट्रैक्ट में आपको डिस्टेंशन ऑफ एब्डोमेन फील होता है, पेट के फूलने का सेंसेशन होता है. देयर मे बी प्रोप्रियोसेप्शन विच इज़ द मसल स्ट्रेच. अगर मसल में खिंचाव होता है तो हम उसको प्रोटेक्ट करते हैं, उसको फ्लेक्स करते हैं. एंड देयर मे बी tactile receptors like the touch, pressure and vibrations. If we come to the chemoreceptors, these chemoreceptors respond to chemical changes, changes in the molecular level. Now internal chemoreceptors are present in our body. For example, we know the concentration of carbon dioxide, the pH of the different fluids, sodium ion concentration, the concentration of oxygen. These are very, very important chemoreceptors in the body and they regulate important things like the gaseous exchange, like the blood pressure. Now these are found inside the aortic and carotid bodies. These are very, very important for homeostatic mechanisms of our body, for maintaining normal blood pressure, temperature, etc. So this was all about an introduction to the evolution of the nervous system and a little about the senses which are general and special. The special senses will be dealt up later on. Here I would like to add a piece of information that all the substances which are required in the intrauterine life for the good development of the brain are homeopathic medicines as well. We all know metals like zinc, ferrum. These are very, very important sources which can prevent the mother from developing any kind of deficiencies. And so whenever we are wondering about the good development of the brain of the child and we are taking a proper case taking in homeopathy, then we should concentrate on these medicines. We should also concentrate on the tissue salts, the calcareas, the phosphorus, and these are very, very important because in the lower potencies, in the 3x and 6x potencies, they are very, very effective. The biocombination number 16 has got a combination of such salts and it is very effective again. So I will wind up with this, and in the next lecture I am going to come up with some special features of the nervous system again which are related to the development of the human brain and also the implied part, that is the tracts.